So things in Star Wars have gotten kind of crazy with this whole Acolyte. And for the first time, to my knowledge, in this shill, in his shill stream, Kyle Katarn, who has this blocked on Twitter with everybody else who doesn't like the Acolyte, he had the official Star Wars channel show up. It's crazy times, and they're saying, can't wait to see your reaction to this week's episode and Leslie's favorite next week. Oh, I can't wait to see what Leslye Headland's favorite episode is.
Yeah. Next
But-
week's her favorite. Oh, I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see what this is going to be about.
But that's not what this video is about. That's just an example of the crazy times that we're living in. It just so happens that Claire Keichel, who wrote this episode of The Acolyte, has publicly spoken and is replying to the fans. And I thought it would be very interesting to take a look and see what, in fact, she's saying to the fandom and some of the critics out there. Let's take a look. All right, so now we're looking at the writer of the episode, who was on the team there with Headland. We see her comments. So let's take a look at these. I hope I don't sound rude, but if I may ask, are they mandating y'all to keep the episode short? Wish they were longer like other streamers. And then she says, we wrote this one and next week's together, and they kind of had a total ballpark limit for the both. For reasons, next week's had to be the longer one, so this one had to be kept short. I think it's the shortest of the 8. Don't quote me, though. Okay. All right, so she's given some insight to what all is happening here, but we continue. And we never got a chance to see the Wookiee Jedi fight. Shame on you. And then here's what she says. Unfortunately, you're not going to believe this, Nick. Unfortunately, not everything gets to be included for budget and story reasons. We had an early draft that showed his fight and death scene, but it ultimately broke the point of view of the episode in a way that I think wouldn't have worked as well. Are you serious? You just spent $180 million on this terrible show, and you didn't even show us the death of Kelnaka, which nobody really cares about anyways. But this episode, Nick, was about them walking. We got to watch them walk. That's it.
Yeah, the walking in Fellowship of the Ring was more entertaining than the walking in this show.
Way more. What? Way more.
Yeah. This was so boring and just like yawn.
They went on a walking journey.
Yeah.
And they had a chance to actually show us something, and they didn't.
Yeah.
A off-screen death. And then they say it's because of budget reasons.
Yeah.
No, it's because of terrible choices.
And he died by slash. You know, I guess that kills people. I guess that kills people.
You can get
now.
stabbed. You can get stabbed by a saber in Disney Star Wars and live.
But if you're Finn, you can survive a slash all the way down your back from top to bottom, you know. But he gets one little slice across his chest.
I don't even remember him getting slashed.
Yeah.
All right, continuing on here. That thing makes me want to set traps. Talking about the gerbil thing. The rest of the episode was rad, though. And then she says, Basil is very good at evading traps. Kelnaka had quite a few. So that's the Basil is the little gerbil they creature.
From Caddyshack.
Yeah. I like the episode until the ending. Very unnatural cutoff point. And then she says, I know it's a killer, but that was the most natural place to end. You'll see when next week's episode comes out. Okay. Did you consult? This is great from Sean O'Rourke.
Oh, Sean.
Did you consult at Dave Filoni before writing this episode?
Ooh.
And she says, not before the actual writing, but after breaking, and he gives notes to all scripts and has to ultimately approve them along with the rest of the Lucasfilm team. Bro,
wow.
They literally approved having Ki-Adi-Mundi in this episode. They make him look they make him look incredibly dumb in The Phantom Menace now.
Mm.
They make him look incredibly dumb, like he just forgot about all of this. And here's the thing, it's so funny. People are up in arms about them changing the birth date on Wikipedia. Look, Wikipedia is a wiki site.
Yeah.
Those people just go retrieve facts. Anybody can post them, except for us because they blocked us.
Yeah.
But anyways, because we weren't all about that, rainbow and stuff in Star Wars. Wikipedia, straight up shills. Love it all. But it's interesting to me that Dave Filoni said, yeah, we'll let Ki-Adi-Mundi look like an absolute idiot here.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't believe the Sith, have been around all this time. I guess he conveniently forgot that May and Osha were born via witches or Force users.
With no
Osha
father.
was even in the order where he is at. And by the way, he shouldn't be there anyways.
Yeah.
He would
wasn't
be
even born.
dead. He would be dead in the Phantom Menace time.
Yeah. Yeah, but they changed that, because they can basically do whatever they want. Screw George Lucas canon.
Yeah, screw George Lucas canon. We don't care. Everything's just about this story. That's what's most important. And it speaks volumes that Dave Filoni, that she literally says here, yeah, he gives pointers and he has to sign off on it. And the entire other fail team did as well.
Yeah.
And you want a series like The Acolyte. Leslye Headland wants a series where she has a writing team that doesn't know anything about Star Wars. This is what happens.
Yep, 100%.
All right, we continue. Did you watch the episode? The Jedi don't believe that it's a Sith, and he wasn't even on Kofar. And she says, this is the way. Okay. Thank you for that. In episode 1, here we go. In episode 1, Ki-Adi-Mundi said that the Sith had been extinct for 1,000 years, so either he was lying on episode 1 or else, oopsie, he forgot. Neither option is great. Not to worry for me, in my head, I don't consider any of this actual Star Wars anyways, but do feel bad for the people who still do. And she responds, he has never known about any Sith during that time. So she just kind of let the cat out of the bag, letting us know that he doesn't know anything about the Sith in the Acolyte, and he's not going to. But that's not really, that doesn't make this any better. Saying that.
No, because he wasn't even born at this point in time until they just decided that he was. His species have a similar lifespan to humans. So, and this is 100 years prior.
Yeah.
So he would be like, and he's like 60. So he would be like what? Like 160 years old in the Phantom Menace. Like his species doesn't live that long.
All right. So, we get another comment here. So you never watched The Phantom Menace? And she says, probably seen it 40 times, obsessed as a kid. Well, okay.
Well, she should be pissed too then.
You would think so. Why was she even... Oh, this is so good, bro. This is a great point. Why was she even killing Jedi in the first place then? I assumed she wanted revenge. Does her sister being alive remove her thirst for revenge then? I'm just having trouble understanding how does one go from death to all Jedi to for the Republic, screw this Acolyte guy. Dude, it came out of nowhere. She's like, all of a sudden, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Being bad today.
I don't want to be bad anymore. Yeah, I'm just going to change now.
Yep, turn myself in.
It doesn't matter that apparently you did this because your sister died. What about the entire coven? Your entire family?
Yeah.
Both of your mothers. That sounds weird. So here's her reply. She's not good in that moment. She's just super tired of the pointless, what she considers pointless, missions and errands her master is making her do. And I think the revenge that really fueled her just isn't quite the same once she knows Osha is alive. Yeah, that's an example of terrible writing, and it's funny that the writer is actually talking about it.
Yeah.
That is really funny to me. She's not good. It's really interesting that she put that word in quotations because these are the people who were trying to say that there is no such thing as good and evil. No. Everything's in the middle. Everything's gray. There is no right or wrong.
Yeah. And there'll be a redemption arc. Both sisters will come to love each other. They'll forget about her killing the Jedi and they'll be happy and, run off into the sunset.
No doubt about it. I liked it, even though I'm frustrated by the ending. Some of the Jedi have a virtual red shirt on their shoulder, but
Yeah.
even the known ones are not safe. I love that, and don't mind the dozens of hate messages you'll get here. These are the Twitter morons, and she says we called them red shirts in the script.
Wow. As soon as we saw him, me and Rissman at the same time was thinking the same thing.
We
He
called
just
them
said
red
it.
shirts in our live review.
Yeah, he just said it before I did.
Yeah.
But I was literally thinking the exact same thing.
And what's
said so in
funny
the review.
is you're going on mission to go find May. You send a dozen Jedi.
Yeah.
A dozen. The guy that could fly at the end of the episode does a force push, and he's engaging them all in a fight, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Darth Vader couldn't even do something like that.
No.
He was like the most powerful. Like they're making this guy more powerful than any villain ever in Star Wars, like
including Mary Poppins.
Yeah, like 8 Jedi, however many Jedi there were, just boom, Kamehameha.
She literally flew like Leia flies. Like he lands.
Yeah,
like ridiculous.
And if you look, you can see behind he's just floating there.
Yeah.
At first, he's just sitting there, and then he floats down. So he can hover in space and fly now, I guess.
But the point is, with all the red shirts, it makes no sense about the Phantom Menace. The Jedi Council with Ki-Adi-Mundi on it sent just Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, not 12.
Yeah.
You know, like, what? If you know, then why wouldn't you have sent more? You've been through this before, especially Ki-Adi-Mundi, who shouldn't have been there to begin with. Like this is just crazy.
Like in the prequels, maybe we should send more Jedi because there was one. Remember that one time when that guy with the helmet like blew all like 8 of us away? Like,
I'm glad that the writer is actually responding and posting these things because it offers a funny insight. And the fallout on Twitter about Ki-Adi-Mundi being in this episode is really funny. Here's Gary Nerdrotic, a friend of ours. He says, impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium, and stop giving me shit about the one we went after 100 years ago. That wasn't a Sith. It was a Nott who practiced the dark side of the thread.
Yeah, so it doesn't break canon, guys. He's not really a Sith.
Look, it's everywhere, and the shills are going to have a hard time justifying it.
Yeah, it's funny.
But anyways, guys, let us know in the comments what you think about what she is saying and how this show is going. I just don't see how you can justify it. You can't. The 14% is for real. So as we always say here, we are your Echo Base Network. More Acolyte and Star Wars coverage on the way. We'll see you guys on the next one.
I guess.